Well, hello everyone. We are live. I am thrilled to pieces to have everybody joining us today. It's Thursday, and I have with me Dr. Michael Gross.
Hello, everyone. Greetings, salutations, and felicitations. Thank you for joining us. I'm really excited about the message I'm going to be sharing with you tonight, and I appreciate all of you joining us. Tia is
And
going to be busy working on the chats and adding a few things and realigning and rebalancing everything. So just kind of be patient with her and patient with me. And if you are, you get a gold star. I don't know what you're going to do with it, but you'll get a gold star.
well, thank you very much, Michael. For you can just sit here and start throwing out the gold stars. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce Michael. We keep this to only 30 minutes, so I try to condense everything. But I put his contact information in the chat in the comments. And I will also start with the introduction, okay? Here we go. Dr. Michael Gross is a professional keynote speaker, energy transformational coach, entrepreneur, and the author of The Spiritual Primer, applying God's 12 transformational laws to reawaken your soul by reconnecting to God, the true source, to experience your true source's love, joy, and happiness. He helps you achieve an unlimited life. For over 30 years, Dr. Michael Gross has been a spiritual teacher, multidimensional healer, transformational coach who is exceptionally skilled in all aspects of soul, oversoul, vibrations, frequencies, body timing, life force energies, and much more. Dr. Michael Gross holds many degrees, some of which include a doctorate in alternative healing psychology. He's a Reiki master and teacher, thought field therapist, certified professional hypnotherapist, and a non denominational minister. So if you ever have any needs for a non denominational minister, he has a plethora of wedding history. A file I saw that's this, probably that thick by now. So trust me, yes, he's an excellent one to have when you're planning a wedding. And it is almost that time of the year. So I, I will continue. Dr. Michael Gross offers also workshops, including Reconnecting to God, the True Source, Cellular Release, Manifestation Protocols, Energy Multidimensional Healing, Enlightenment, and many others. He's also an international intuitive consultant for corporations and has traveled over half the world. His clients are in USA, Australia, New Zealand, South America, Asia, and other countries, and his messages are now being heard in the Baltic countries, Sweden, and South Korea. Dr. Michael Gross has just completed the formation of a 501c3 nonprofit corporation called the International Institute of Self Empowerment. And I hope we have time for him to share more on that at the end of his presentation tonight. I'm thrilled to be welcoming this incredible soul to all of you tonight. So take it away, Michael. We have a powerful topic.
Well, thank you very much. There's so much I'd like to share with you, but what is happening in our world right now is so much chaos, so much division, so much anxiety, so many things going on. And it's going to last, this is the year 2024. It's going to last several years. However, I feel with True Inner Source guidance, I would like to share with you is something very important, and that is it's time to awaken. I would like all of you to understand within you lies the spark, so to speak, of the true source. And that's so important. But I'd like to address more of that because I've addressed something similar to that in other motivational speaking and thoughts. If you realize that that spark of the true source resides within you, that means what? It means you're part of the true source. And as I've said before, you have the DNA, figuratively speaking, of course, and the energy of the true source. But what are you here for? And we are being asked to put blinders on. The blinders that I'm talking about, a horse, they have blinders. They don't look to the left, look to the right. They look straight ahead, forward. That's why they have the blinders on them, or whatever they may call them. And so, what your soul is asking you is to look forward into your connection to the true source. And then, when you realize that you are part of the true source, you have that strong connection to the true source, then anything and everything is possible. As you know, my branding is you are unlimited. And it's so hard for so many souls to embellish this thought. And really, what does meaning you are unlimited? It means you can achieve and do and be anything, whatever you so desire. And you could be at death's doorstep and do a 180-degree turnaround and be totally healed and healthy. But what is it in us that prevents that from happening? Perhaps you want to find love and joy and happiness in your life, prosperity and abundance, perfect health, or whatever it is. It's right there. It's just like 6 inches in front of you or 3 inches. But why can't you see it? Why can't you embrace it? First, you must recognize that that spark within you is your connection to the true source. For a moment, think about the true source. Get away from religiosity, as Jesus taught, and Buddha and many others. The true source is unconditional love. And as I have stated, from the annals of knowledge and understanding from the true source, you are created out of love, by love, from love, and with love. Important for all of you to remember that. And some of you may say, well, I got pregnant by mistake, or my father hated me, or my mother hated me. All energy is comprised of unconditional love. It's we as human beings that reject it or don't accept it or deny it. And think for a moment, why are you denying that you are not created out of unconditional love? Because you're listening to everyone else, or you're letting your ego get in the way. The truth is, the only energy on this planet is love. The other energy, the second energy, is anything that is not of love. But the primary energy, vibration, and frequency is unconditional love. And that's you. You are an example of unconditional love. Think of how complex you are. Think about that. When the sperm goes into the egg, which is almost microscopic, how comes a 7, 8, 9-pound baby, a little more, a little less? Is that a miracle? What creates that? It's the harmony and balance of the energy of acceptance and love. Acceptance and love. Accept that you are created out of love, from love, by love, with love, and from love. And some will say, well, I don't know if that's true, or my parents hated me, or maybe something happened. My mother was not in love with the person, or they was raped, or whatever. I'm sorry if you're raped. But as the energy of existence is called love. And there's a reason why you're here. Everybody has a reason. And that reason, that spark within you that resides in the true source, is for you to fully understand and comprehend, I should say, unconditional love. That's what we are here for. Have you been wrong? Yeah. Have you been lied to? Yep. Cheated? Yep. Hurt? Yep. Physically, mentally, emotionally? Yep. All those things have happened to you at one time or another. Some create a tumultuous background. Some was minor, some was in between. Makes no difference. But you chose this to empower you. And that's so important. Because once you understand that you are unconditional love, what happens if you were to spread that thought? What happens on this planet if we express loving thoughts, even when someone's yelling, cursing, or screaming at you, and you're expressing love? You know what happens? They get angrier and angrier and angrier at you because you're not falling into the trap of attack, 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 attack. And if you were to attack, then you get angry, you get upset, you have high blood pressure, you hate this person, then you feel guilty about doing it. Like, okay. So we used to have a saying in the business when I was in marketing sales: you can win the argument and lose the sale. In this case, you can win the argument and lose yourself and your self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. If we understand that we are here to experience love, then we have to project love, express love, and become loving. You know, the old saying, sticks and stones can break my bones, the names will never hurt me. A lot of wisdom in that. What is it in our ego that says we have to be accepted? What is it in our life that we've forgotten our connection to the true source? And I use the word forgotten because most souls in the high 98, 99 percentile, maybe a little bit higher than that, is that we were forgotten about the energy of love and what we came here to learn. Remember, by the age of 3, the veil of forgetfulness for most souls descends upon you. And you choose that because you came here to realize your love. So when I talk about your spark, your essence, you are pure energy. And I've said that before. What is energy? Atoms, particles, molecules, vibrations, frequencies, life force energies, all kinds of subatomic structures, everything. As you know, I've said this before, I call it the soup mix. And if you look at your body, it's all energy. You know, scientists will tell you that. So what causes your body to have, let's say, challenges? Whether you have cancer or you have an illness or diabetes or renal failure or something else. What causes it? Congratulations, everyone. You chose that experience. Well, why would I choose that? Well, we didn't get you drunk, so you would choose that or drug you. You chose that on your own volition, to learn how to overcome it about self-worth and self-love and self-esteem. Tia, you wanted to say something.
I do, Michael. So if we chose that, and that was our soul that chose that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So why is it that when, I'll just use this as an example, we're driving down the road and somebody cuts us off, and our instinct isn't to just say, oh, let him in and be okay. We're like angry right away. Like, what the, how dare you get in front of me? Why are we so quick to make that reaction instead of being a loving person and saying, okay, fine, he must be in a hurry too?
You know, that's a very good question. Having originally 30 years ago coming from Boston, we used to call it the Boston bird, and you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes I get a little annoyed, and I go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, cancel. They're in a hurry, they're misguided, or they're not really thinking. And we've all been there. Sooner or later, we've been there. And so what you do is you cut some slack. Because what happens? You're screaming, yelling, giving them the Boston bird. You're doing whatever you're doing, and it's like they can't hear you, and their mind is so distractive. So whom are you really hurting? You, 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 nobody else. That's because you feel you're being ignored. There's something a lot deeper, and you have to discover why you're reacting that way. Here are some of the thoughts: you're being ignored, they're driving dangerous, they're not paying attention to you. But where did you get that feeling? And it's somewhere in your past, in your childhood, or whatever created that. The most important point I wish to bring out is when that happens, I just go, poor soul. I send them healing and love and safety. And you know, we have a highway called 405. And in order for me to be an appointment at 8, I have to leave here about 5 o'clock in the morning. And I'm speeding up on 405, doing 4 or 8 miles an hour. I go, who can I call? Of course, I'm creeping along to distract me so I don't get impatient. And usually at 6 o'clock in the morning, aren't too many people unless they're at the East Coast. So I may listen to the radio or may ask for true inner source guidance and protect me. And then when it comes around 7:30 or 8, I know when people are up early and I have a little chat, and it distracts me from getting impatient. But I realize that it's always some Yahoo, as we say, you know, who is in a hurry, and they create an accident for themselves.
So could,
You know what? They learn their lesson. That's what's so important.
So, on that answer that you just gave, okay, um, could we as children actually learn how to flip the Boston bird while we're driving from our parents who do it? Is that also something that we learn?
Well, yes, we can. I don't remember my parents using the Boston bird. They may have, but I remember my friends. And so that's where I learned it from. When we're kids, we're kind of free. We don't think, and we all want to be part of everything. And I talk about FOMO, afraid of missing out. And then our emotions are so tender. Our feelings are so tender. And we feel ignored or unimportant. What if we were to teach everyone, as I said, that they are unlimited and they can achieve everything and anything, and keep repeating it, repeating it, and repeating it? What would happen? Eventually, they would embellish it, become part of it, and become very, very successful. I was watching on YouTube a true story about this guy who was failing school. He was kind of reckless, a rebel, and he took the SATs to go to college. And let's say 800 was the top number, I don't remember. And he got like 795. And I went, wow. So he got to the college of his choice, got a scholarship, got through the college because he is now a genius. He can be anything, had a successful business, making buku bucks. Then he got a letter and said, 20 years ago, we sent you the wrong SAT. You were only 600 or 650, not 794. Now think about this. What changed this man? Well, he believed he was a genius and he could achieve anything. Here you are, take a 600 plus student, which is average or below average, whatever it is, and he became a successful entrepreneur. What does that tell you? It tells you it's all about your mindset. It's all about your acceptance. What if you understood that you are unlimited, that you're part of the true source? You have the DNA, figuratively speaking, of the true source. And anything you so desire to create, you can create. Think about that. And most importantly, as we've been taught and understood, true source is unconditionally loving, allowing, and non judgmental. What if you became that? What if the whole planet became that? We wouldn't have laws, we wouldn't have wars, we'd have mutual respect and love for one another and compassion. This is why we are here, and recognizing our connection, the spark of energy to the true source. Within your cellular structure is the outline of the whole universe, believe it or not, which you are capable of anything you so desire. If you accept that, and if you don't accept that, then you limit yourself. And if you're limiting yourself, why are you denying what your true essence is? And then why we get, well, prove it to me. Prove it to me. How can I prove it to you? How can I prove there's air? How can I prove that? How can I prove that there is the true source? And the answer is each one of us need to meditate and learn and ask what our divine connection to the true source is. And when you keep asking every night before you go to sleep, asking not your ego, but your true essence, you will discover your connection to the true source, that you are part of the true source. You are here to grow and learn and understand love. Pretty simple, isn't it? But it's so simple, we as human beings make a big deal about it. Some of you remember when I asked the true source, why is spirituality so difficult? And heard, Michael, you humans have to make a big deal about everything. Well, it's true. We have to make a big deal. And yet, all answers are so simple. but we have to make the answers very complex. So here we are in our body, awakening our soul, awakening to our connection, and removing all the hindrances to the greatness that lies within us, to understand the karmic lessons, to empower us, and to change the world. More than ever, we are now being asked to change the world into love. You know, when they say in time of war, and when they're facing the battle, there are no atheists. I don't know if that's true, but it makes sense. Because when you're looking at death down your throat, you suddenly become very spiritual, or ask God or true source or whatever to save and protect you. Why wait till there's a crisis? Why not accept that? And why not ask for true inner source guidance, your soul guidance? And you'll learn all about love. You'll understand what you are here to learn about self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem, and to make a difference. How you do it, there are many different roads to accomplish it. You can take the circuitous route. Good luck. It'll take your time, and that's all about your ego. Or you can take the straight line. They say the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Why not take it that way? Why not erase the thoughts of doubt and be open to the thoughts of unlimitedness and new beginnings? That there is something greater than you realize. I'd like all of you to think about that. Because we're running a little close on time, I'm going to have my double water now. Give me a moment. Go ahead, to you.
While you're doing that, I just want to thank you for that most powerful message, Michael. We really, truly are unlimited, and when everything that you're saying is so, it's simple. It's really, really simple, but we have a tendency, like you said, we complicate things because ego interrupts. And when we just take our time. I mean, I don't have any idea how many people meditate. Do you? I
No,
see
I
you
don't.
have okay, well, this is amazing because I hear things and then I hear them in a meditation and then you speak them on these presentations and it blows me away that you're so in alignment with the things that all of us really need to understand. You are truly a gift and people truly need to listen to your messages.
Thank you. I just want everybody to know the road to this was not filled with lots of roses and easy. It was challenging and sometimes very difficult. But that's the way I chose to learn it. As the true source said many times, some people teach from books, some teach from experience, and you teach from experience. And I said, thank you. I wanted to say thanks for putting me through this, but truth is that's just my humor. I chose to go through this, and that's what's so important. So it's awakening your soul. So I'd like to address a couple of things with all of you. And every Tuesday evening from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, we have what we call the Soul Awakening. That's where you call in and you ask any message, any thoughts, and hopefully I can answer them. And at the end, 10 minutes before, I deliver a 10-minute motivational message. I invite all of you to join us. The cost, zero. The outcome is empowerment and knowledge. Kia, would you give them that number? It's on freeconferencecall.com.
I would love to. That number is 202-926-1059 and the access code, Michael?
125446 pound. One more time, please.
Okay. 202-926-1059 and the access code, Michael?
125446 pound. I have fun doing that. And using the same telephone number, using the same access code, the second Saturday of every month. I do what is called a mass consciousness healing. Starts at 9:55 a.m. and goes to 11:01 a.m. We're pretty close to ending at 11:01. And the first few minutes I speak and talk with all of you and welcome you. Then we go into a deep meditation. It's going to be the most outstanding experience you've ever had. Everyone, no matter what their religious background, has said, wow, this is amazing. And you're a conduit for the true source to send the mass consciousness healing and awakening. And to access that code and that number, just give it again, please.
Absolutely. That number is 202-926-1059. And the code, Michael?
125446 pound. Same number as the Tuesday night Soul Awakening. And I want to invite all of you, and if you tune in late after 10:05 and there's silence, just know we're there. We're sending healing. And join us. It's very powerful. And these 10-minute motivational messages that I leave and express on Tuesday evening, they're recorded. And you can access them. You're stuck in traffic, you're angry, you're upset. All you need to do is dial this number.
Okay, it's 434-300-4170. And the access code, Michael?
125446 pound. One more time.
434-300-4170. And the code, Michael?
125446 pound. So please take advantage of this. It starts at number 3 and goes up to 324.25. And you know, in the beginning, I didn't list what the name of each motivational thought was. And I realized why. I was told, you want to read 325 listing? Well, I don't. So here's where trust begins. Let your soul desire overcome your thoughts, and you will pick a number between 3 and 324 or 25. And the response, it's just what I needed to hear. And number 114 or whatever it is, trust that. And you can listen to a whole bunch of them. So I ask all of you, take advantage of it and listen and let it change your life. And I would like to talk. Oh, yes. T, you want to add something?
I did. I put everything in the contact information, but I highly encourage everybody to go over to Dr. Michael B. Gross on YouTube, because all of these recorded messages that he's talking about and the videos that we've been doing for over 2 years are there. And let's support him by hitting the subscribe button and take a look at what he's got. He's got a powerful YouTube channel going, and we really, really, really would love to have you inviting your friends. And I also wanted to ask you, Michael, how do you get your book? And is there anything else special that you offer the people?
Yes. For those of you who are new, I offer a 30-minute complimentary session. You can see the telephone number to call. It's my private cell number. And if I'm tied up, leave a text message. And I appreciate that. Sometimes I tied up all day and I may not get to recorded messages till the next morning. But if I see a text message, I'll be more than happy to text you back an available time. And please leave what area code or what country or what state you live in. The other point I'd like to bring out to you is that we have a nonprofit called the International Institute of Self-Empowerment. It's a 501c3. And we welcome all donations. You and I are working hard on it. We don't draw a salary. We're using it for the purposes to empower abused women, children, and men. And how this came about, when the True Source told me to set up a nonprofit, which I did. And I said, well, what are we going to use it for? And then in coaching Tiu, who wrote a book, Healing the Holes in Your Soul, and we'll talk about that later, how she went out of the frying pan, out of the fire into the light. It really inspired me, and I asked her to be director of it. which is what her position is. And we'll be doing other things with it. So more are following. I know, and I've left this message, but it's very comprehensive of what we're doing and very exciting. So I would invite all of you to take advantage of the nonprofit. If you wish to make a donation, there's information. Or if not, have happy thoughts. Thank you. And one other point I'd like to bring out, and that is, would like all of you to remember your connection to the True Source and what you're able to accomplish in this lifetime. And that is anything you so desire. The last thing is to you who's bringing it up, is our books. And you can get your book, my book, our book. This is TU's book, Healing the Holes in Your Soul, story of a woman, rebirth, like the phoenix, into new life again. It's a story of joy, of sadness, of finding yourself, and becoming empowered. This is a must read.
Thank you. But start here with this book, The Spiritual Primer, by this amazing gentleman next to me, Dr. Michael Gross, because had it not been for this book and his help, his coaching, that book that he's holding would not even be in existence. And now I'm honored to be part of the International Institute of Self-Empowerment because I can bring my skills and my experience and help people that are victims of domestic violence and abuse. So truly, truly, truly start with this book. If you don't have abuse in your life, I'm really, really glad and you're blessed, but you may know someone else who can benefit from it. So definitely reach out to Michael or me, okay?
If you want a copy of my book, it's sold out on Amazon. So there's a way you can contact me. I haven't set new ones in yet. And I'll be glad to send you a book with an inspirational message designed specifically from you, from your soul. And if you're looking for TU's, you can either contact her personally or get it on Amazon. So I want to thank all of you for joining us. Remember that we love you, that you are unlimited, and that we appreciate you. Namaste. We love you all. Take care.
Thank you for joining us.